Hi, this is Chris Wagner. Welcome to Chris BI. Today we're going to be talking about the different types of enterprise analytics teams, the challenges they go through, how they can best work together, and an insane solution that I've been testing out over the last couple months that I am super excited is finally available to the public right now. You guys got to check this out. Let's go and let's get started talking about the different types of analytics teams out there. All right. Most organizations, they have an enterprise data team. This data team is, we're going to go into more details around what this team does, what they're kind of responsible for, but think of them as the classic IT team that builds out your analytics. Now, as companies grow and companies get bigger and bigger, become more global teams, these enterprise teams have often had challenges in being able to move and respond to the different demands of various team or departments, countries, or even challenges that are out there. What companies have had to do, and rightfully so, and this actually works really well, is they've started to come up with these partner data teams that are working inside the enterprise, data center. But these teams are very specifically oriented to different departments, different data sets, different data owners. They make sure that the data that's flowing out of those source systems are going into those enterprise data sets in a consistent, consumable way for the enterprise. All of these people are working and operating inside of the production environment. Now, these teams are really great. They serve as the core digital and data assets that an enterprise will have. But most companies and most will end up having different departments, or even inside their departments, smaller teams of departmental data teams or clusters of analysts. These will be working very tightly with the business. They'll be outside of that production environment. They'll be working on the content, but they're going to be outside of it. Again, more to come on their duties and responsibilities. And then finally, the last team we have are those tiger teams. These are teams that are typically designed to be up and running fast to address an emergent need that the company has, with the eventual goal of them most likely going to production. But potentially not. They may, that someday crossing that line of production may never end up coming, right? So you have these four different teams, and it's been really hard for a lot of companies to know and understand how to work together on these things. I'm going to start to go through, and I'm going to talk about some of the best practices and what each team is responsible for, right? So when you talk about the enterprise data team, these guys are going to be going out there. They're going to be managing the platform. They're going to stand it all up. They're going to make sure that it has a certain set of standards that are around that platform. You're going to have certain resources that are available, certain naming conventions, and governance is going to come in, and that enterprise team is really going to enable the governance team to do their job and be highly effective, right? That enterprise team is going to work hand in hand with the security teams, making sure that the platform and the perimeters of the platform are highly secure, and the way people are working inside that platform is secure. Traditionally, that enterprise team is going to always be pushing for and driving automation and CI/CD, those types of capabilities, and with a real focus around enabling all of the other teams that are working and operating on the platform to run and do their job. These enterprise teams will work closely with the vendors. They'll work closely with Microsoft or AWS or Google Cloud or whoever happens to be, to make sure that they've negotiated the best prices. They've worked with those partners on establishing security. All of those good things. That they're working with the partners on, or establishing those contracts and working with the partners on. This enterprise team will also do a lot when it comes to supporting the organization. They often have help desk members. There's often federally or governmentally regulated processes that this team has to follow to ensure that what's going on inside the platform meets all of those local, state, and federal, and global laws. And this enterprise team is almost always going to be the ones that are responsible for managing the entire cost of the platform, at least to some degree. They're going to be the ones that are the bulkhead that prevent spending from running rampant or running wild. These are also the people that will be responsible for going out and getting the bulk of the funding for the platform. If you're on an enterprise, or if you're not on an enterprise data team, help those guys out when it comes to funding. They almost always need additional assistance in that. All right. The next team is that partner team, that team that works really close with that enterprise data team to build out data sets that are coming from different data sources. These teams are going to be working on the platform, following all of the standards set out by that enterprise development team, and they're often going to be indistinguishable from that enterprise development team. You can often find them, it'll either be like a cross matrix type reporting structure to that enterprise team, or they'll be very closely linked at the hip with that enterprise team, so much so that they'll often use same coding standards, same development standards, the whole ball of wax, right? These enterprise teams are going to follow in lockstep with these partner teams are going to follow in lockstep with what the partner or enterprise team is doing when it comes to security, when it comes to automation. And these teams are going to have to work really closely together, not just with the enterprise team, but with the other partner teams out there. Let's say accounting and sales and HR and all of the other business groups that you may have in your organization that may have a partner team out there. All right. These partner teams are going to be so closely related to that enterprise team that they're going to be really very much connected when it comes to negotiating those partners, or negotiating with partners, or negotiating contracts. They're going to be very closely linked to this stuff. They'll also be very closely linked to the help desk and managing tickets that are going to come in. A lot of things would first go to that help desk, and then level 2 support would often go to these partner teams, right? Because they do work so closely with the enterprise team, they're going to be very integral in assisting in managing costs. All right, now these departmental teams, they're going to be working on the platform, but these are the people that are never going to be working in production, right? They're not going to follow all the rigors that those enterprise teams have, and that's okay. They're really designed to run fast and meet the needs of the business, to meet the needs of the department, to get out there and do the work that needs to be done. Often this can be very tactical in nature. It may not be exceedingly strategic all the time. It's designed to meet an immediate need, or even like a need that's a year or two out. This is not something that they're typically going to be building out in a pattern that is going to be global or enterprise view. This is going to be a much more local view. But if they do it right, and if they follow the instructions from, and the standards set forth by the enterprise teams and the partner teams, these are processes that can get promoted up and lifted up out to those department teams. These teams will do lots of ad hoc nature. When that CFO comes in wanting to understand a new metric that has just been released onto your business, understand the impact, understanding how this is driving or changing or affecting your business, those CFOs are often going to go to these department teams to find out, to get this information. Now, these department teams, when I say teams, I may be saying that loosely. It could be a guy, right? Everyone knows that guy that works, with Fred in accounting, right? I don't know the guy's name, but he works with Fred, and he's the data guy, right? So it can often be that one guy, or it can even become an even robust team of 20, 30, 40 people, depending on the size of your organization, right? Then we have the Tiger teams. The Tiger teams are going to be the ones that are typically, Tiger teams are high-skilled developers that will be put on standing up a product really, really fast, or letting it fail fast, in order to address an immediate need, right? Like the things that we just saw with COVID Tiger teams often were stood up to scramble to address those COVID needs. Tiger teams will often be targeting their work to be migrating up into that production space. So they're going to be highly skilled. They're going to be working in common frameworks and patterns that they know and understand that the enterprise team follows. But they're going to be going really fast. They may not follow all of the standards that are set out by that enterprise team, right? They're designed to build out solutions in days, weeks, or maybe a month or two, whereas a lot of times the enterprise teams, it takes longer time to get that information up and running. These Tiger Teams members will often be wearing many different hats, doing front end, back end, pipelines, building all that stuff out. These Tiger Teams are going to be doing all of that stuff. They'll often be working on very cutting edge technology because these guys are so sharp. They're going to be wanting to push the bounds of what's even possible. Now, when we talk about this, these 4 different teams, in the past, it's been really hard to have them all work together harmoniously inside of one environment. This is the type of thing where, the enterprise data teams stand up their Netezas, their Teradatas, their SQL DWs, and they work and they run and they operate in those big enterprise grade data warehouses and data sets, right? And then you have those, departmental teams or those Tiger teams. They'll stand up their own little data marts, either on SQL or Oracle or MySQL or wherever it is, right? They'll just stand up and they'll do stuff really ad hoc, and they'll just be, on the run scrambling just to get, kind of the job done, right? That creates lots of challenges when you have these 4 different distinct types of teams that are up and running, and they're working across all these different platforms, using all these different tool sets, and going in and out of different environments. That means data's flowing around all over the place, and it creates a lot of challenges when it comes to businesses understanding, is this data valid? Is this right? I'm seeing this from my enterprise team, but my Tiger team is showing me this, or my business team is showing me that. Who's right? What's going on here? It's really hard to tell. But boy, have I found a mind-blowing solution for everyone. And that's the form of Azure Synapse. This was announced last year at, oh my gosh, what conference was it? Whatever. Microsoft announced that last year. Everyone was clamoring to get on the preview of Synapse. It was in private preview for multiple months. Myself and many other people at my company were fortunate enough to get on that private preview. Big shout out to Josh Kaplan. Thank you so much, buddy, for your help on getting us on there. And we've been using it since then. One of the things I absolutely like the most about the Synapse platform is this is a platform that all 4 of those types of data analytics teams can run and work on all at the same time, all falling under that classical security guardrail that is established by that enterprise platform, so it's secure, and also having that other border of knowing that you can do stuff, run and gun, and know that you're not going to impact the other users that are working inside that platform. Synapse is the first tool set and first platform I've ever seen that, while addressing that security and that protection amongst different teams, it can run and work for all of these 4 teams. This is an integrated cloud platform. It's browser-based. What that basically means is you're not looking at people installing all these different tools, hopping in and out of different tool sets, wondering what versions of Visual Studio you have installed on your system. And hang on, you got to get the latest version of Data Tools installed. Wait, now it's not deploying. What's going on? Oh, none of that stuff. This is all cloud-based and cloud-driven, so you're not having to worry about these different tools. Now, if you want to use those tools, you can, right? It's optional. You can totally do that stuff. but you can run and gun all in the cloud without having to worry about that. This has a standard processes that are able to be leveraged and used by all four of these different teams when it comes to ETL or ELT pipelines. The data factory and data flows become available to everyone that's working inside that platform. It's truly cloud scale in that you can literally store as much data as you want in it, and it's going to be insanely performant. Josh Connor has I've seen his demo of Synapse so many times. When I saw the YouTube video with him and Guy in the Cube, I'm like, oh, I know this presentation. It's kind of fun, but it truly is cool at how many billions of records you can put in out into these data sets out in the cloud, and it's super easy to work with. So you can run and work with it in your classic T-SQL guys, so like the old dogs out there like myself, who's out and running and look at this stuff and going, oh man, what, I gotta learn these new tools, what the heck is going on? Nah, you can learn them a little bit at a time here, don't worry about it. You can do everything in T-SQL like you've always done. And even for your business analysts who like have been sweating trying to figure out SQL for the last like 5-6 years, and you've got a kind of grasp on it, don't worry about it. You're not going to have to learn some crazy new thing. You can still run and use that classic T-SQL. But at the same time, for you data scientists or citizen data scientists, or if you just got out of college and all you know is Python, because apparently that's all they teach in college now is Python, you totally can run this right in the same environment. You have access to Jupyter notebooks. It's truly incredible. This platform also gives you one of the challenges. A lot of the data analytics cloud platforms is spinning up and spinning down compute. It can take, it can be a real painful time. Synapse brings on-demand serverless compute, so you can just start running your processes without having to worry about spinning up or down various nodes for your processes to run. That's not to say that node management isn't a component of Synapse. It 100% is. Especially if you're doing larger, bigger data sets, you're going to want to look at that. But if you need to do something down and dirty real quick, you don't have to worry about it at all. And the big thing that I get super excited about when it comes to this and everything that we're talking about here is that it is incredibly tightly integrated with Power BI. And because it's tightly integrated with Power BI, that means it's tightly integrated with Teams, SharePoint, all the embedded apps that you're out there. I mean, if you're running in Node.js, you can pull up Power BI visuals. If you're out in a SharePoint site, you can leverage Power BI. If you're just open up Excel, you can connect to a Power BI data set and pull it in there. That means that everything that you build out in the Synapse framework and model is instantly and immediately available to the business users. Now, I don't know about you, but that is a stark contrast between almost every other platform that I've seen. Is there has always been that gulf, that bridge that chasm that needed to be bridged, which was, okay, I got all the stuff in the teaser or Redshift or Teradata or even SQL DW. Okay, it's there, but all your business users are way over there. They're way over there. They can't get to that. That's often just a bridge that's way too far for them. By having it tightly integrated with Power BI, that means you're directly connected to the work or directly connected to the business. That means radically shortening the timelines on delivering business value for data teams. And that is a huge challenge across the entire data space, is delivering that value. That's one of the things that I am super excited to work in Synapse and working inside this environment, is because I know that the work that I'm doing every single day, I'm going to be able to show and make exposed to our business users and continue to show value, not just on a sprint basis, but potentially on a day-by-day basis. That radically shifts the framework of how we're doing development in the data analytics space. So, super excited about working in Synapse. As always, thank you very much for watching these videos. If you like the content, hit the like button, subscribe to my channel, tell your friends about it. Heck, if you tell them, if you share the video, I got something for you. Ow! All right, you like the share, you leave a comment down below. I'm going to be drawing a name once I get a few 100,000 million trillion people that like the stuff or whatever. I'm going to be drawing a name of the people who've liked these videos and selected somebody kind of at random. You're going to get one of the a t-shirt from the Data Gods. Make sure that you get one of your favorite ones. If you don't want to wait, you don't want to throw up any chances, I got a link down below for merchandise. Go ahead, buy, get yourself a t-shirt from one of your favorite Data Gods. These are in limited supply. Patrick LeBlanc's Data God t-shirt is like, he's almost out of there. I'm sorry, Patrick. I'm sorry. But he's almost gone, right? And then we're going to be moving on and having more Data Gods out there. If you like the work, again, you could go out to KraosBI.com, buy me a coffee. I'll ship you my my famous I Love Power BI stickers. I still got the classic yellow. I got more of these, so like those are back in stock. So there's some letters that have just recently gone out. Thanks to all the supporters. I got I still have some of the magic chrome ones left. This metallic one is incredible. And then I have the brand new latest and greatest I Love Power BI stickers. Yes, these are super cool. And also Data God stickers at my merch store down below. But send me a letter, buy me a coffee. I'll send you a letter thanking you for supporting the channel, and a whole bunch of stickers. In fact, I think I have Baby Yoda stickers too. But thank you, everybody. Really enjoyed doing this stuff. This is super fun. If you have questions, comments, I'm also working on some questions videos that are going to be coming out. If you have questions for me, shoot me an email, send me a message, drop me a comment down below of what your questions are. I'll do my best to answer them as best I can, and maybe even make a video of them. All right? So thanks, everybody. Peace.